Hi, welcome back to Senior Seminar. I'm your host, Devin Young. This week's guest in studio is James Paul Kervan III. James is from Indianapolis, Indiana, a brother at Beta and a history major here at the college. You know, one of Wabash's greatest qualities is that we are a family, from the faculty members to the students. And sometimes you don't know how great a family is until adversity strikes. James is a testament to this. Let's talk to James about how the Wabash family was there for him when he needed it the most. Before we get into the incident with your dad, can you please tell us about, a little bit of back history about his situation?
Absolutely. One of the things is my dad has been the sole provider for my family. We're somewhat of a large family. I have 3 younger brothers, and my dad has been the sole provider for the last, 15 years of my life. My mom has been fortunate enough to be able to stay at home and take care of us when we were kids, and my dad has been working in Chicago and has been able to bring home enough money that we were fortunate to do that. However, at the start of kind of the recession, when a lot of people were having a hard time, my dad's department got cut, and he was laid off and lost his job. This actually happened the fall of my sophomore year. I was coming in. It happened actually right as I was leaving, but they waited an entire month to tell me because my dad was so nervous that he had lost his job. Things weren't going as well at home either. My younger brothers, 2 of them were in high school, and as we all know, high schoolers kind of can act up and out a little bit, and they were struggling there, and he was having a hard time with that, as well as his and my mother's relationship wasn't going that well. Their marriage was starting to have some problems. So my dad was really under a lot of stress at that time. And being a man that has not exactly been in the greatest shape and has been obese for the last 15 years of his life, he was kind of unfortunately caught in the middle of a perfect storm.
So can you tell us about the night of the incident with your father?
Yes, this was during Dead Week. It was the Thursday of Dead Week. It was April 20th. I was studying in the basement of the library, as pretty much everyone is on Dead Week, and I had my phone off, and I don't really get reception down there. When I walked outside at around 11 o'clock, I get a text from my mother, and I had several missed phone calls saying, "Hey, please call me." So I call my mom, and I get her to say kind of the ominous words, and something we had sort of, with my father's condition, wasn't necessarily a shocker, but it's still something you never want to hear. My dad had had a heart attack. He had one in the parking lot of a Dairy Queen drive-thru that was not far from our house. The good news was that she said he was stable and that things seemed to be okay, but that she wanted me to come home. Obviously, it was kind of a matter of things were going pretty well for me at school, so this was a real shock, and it really kind of hit me pretty hard. And it was something I didn't tell a lot of people about. I didn't really want to make a big deal of it. I thought, okay, I'll go to Indy, be there for a couple of days, Dad will be all right, he'll get to go home here pretty soon, they say he's stable, won't be a big deal. So I told a couple of guys that I was going to be leaving and heading to Indy, and one of the first guys that I ended up calling was my coach, Coach Morgan, who's the head coach of the track and field team, to let him know that I wasn't going to be at practice the next day. And the support I got was amazing. Coach Morgan always preaches that we're a family, and that I think part of the reason we found success with this team is because we really believe that and we're really there for each other. And he really practices what he preaches. As soon as I called and was, "Hey, are you okay? What do you need from me? I live a quarter mile from your house and from the Allen Center. I can be there in less than a minute. What do you need? My shoes are on." And this is a guy who had just had a kid. He also has 2 other children at the time. He's got a lot going on for him. And he just dropped everything and said he would be there for me. I think I woke him up. That's why he said he had his shoes on. And then I go, "No, Coach, I'll be okay." He asked me if I had a car and if that car would make it to Indianapolis. I was like, "Yeah, Coach, I'll be good. Do you need money for gas?" "No, I should have enough money. I've got gas in the car. I should be fine. Packed up, I'm going to head there. Do you need me to drive you?" "No, Coach, I'm good. I should be able to make it." And he goes, "Well, listen, I'm going to be up and pacing all night. When you get to Indy and after you've talked with your family, let me know how your dad's doing." I said, "Okay, Coach, you'll be one of the first people I'll let know." And I drove home, and again, I was stressed out, but it was a matter of your dad's stable. He's in a hospital. He should be okay. That was what I kept thinking to myself because what I was told. When I got there, nothing could be further from the truth. When I talked to the cardiologist, it was very evident that his condition was not good. When they told me basically his diagnosis, I asked, "Well, what kind of surgery can we do? What can we do to kind of fix this?" And they said, "Well, there's really no reason to because your dad's not going to be here come Sunday." And obviously the situation really changed. And it again wasn't something that I wanted to let a lot of people know about. It was something that I thought I can handle myself. I don't need to worry everyone else about. Well, word had gotten around pretty quickly, and the next thing I know, my phone is blowing up with text messages from guys on my team, my high school friends who wanted to let me know I was in their prayers, the guys in the Sphinx Club, guys throughout Wabash's campus. But what really made an impact on me was that I had 4 pledge brothers drive at 1 o'clock in the morning to Indianapolis and came and stayed with me all day, slept at the hospital and the next morning with me, and were just there to support me. I'm the oldest of 4 boys, so for me, I felt like I had to kind of be the man of the house now, that it was my job to kind of support everyone else and be there for them, and that I couldn't really let my emotions get the best of me. And I would not have been able to do that and be anywhere near the support that I could have been without those guys. They were there to help me through and to talk with me and let me know everything was going to be okay. And I don't think I could ever thank Joe, CJ, Colton, or John enough for that, because they dropped everything. They had class the next morning, and a couple of them got in trouble for missing, although when they explained it, it was pretty evident while they were there and nothing ever happened. But they dropped everything. They had other stuff to do. It was finals week for them too. They were in-season athletes. They didn't need to be there. They could have done what other people had done and sent a text or given me a phone call or an email, but they came. And I noticed that throughout the rest of the weekend, that people were coming in and out of the hospital, letting me know that I was in their prayers, and if I needed anything, that they would be there. Coach Morgan, as soon as I called him at around 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, I don't really know when, it was late, was still up, and he was still there wanting to know if there was anything he could do. And even when we had a track meet that weekend, still getting texts from him, letting me know what was going on, and just that if there was anything I needed. It really was amazing to me, the support I received from this place, as well as even the support from one of my professors and advisors, Dr. Rhodes, who always, even to this day, will ask me, hey, how's your dad doing? How's your family? It really is amazing how much these people care and how Wabash really practices exactly what it is we say, that we are a family, that we're something more than just a college.
Can you tell us how Wabash has changed you? I mean, obviously you had that night and you saw support, but what will you take away from your time here at Wabash?
One of the biggest things that I will take away is always push yourself. I think Wabash is a huge proponent of that. To come here, it's not easy. We all know that. I mean, you're a senior. You've been through a lot as well, and you can really say that your Wabash experience has pushed you to be a better person, and to push you further than just being a good athlete or just getting good grades or being a leader, also to push you in fostering these personal, close relationships, the ones that really count when you need it. They always say the friend that's there for you when you need it most are the ones that matter most, and I couldn't agree more. I've lived that here. They didn't need to show up. They could have just done what other people had done, but they were there. They dropped everything they had, and they had plenty of stuff to do. Everyone is busy during finals and dead week, and it was coming up on the end of it. They were varsity athletes. They dropped everything. Didn't care if they were going to get in trouble or not, to be there for somebody when they knew he needed it. And they were a support that I can't ever thank them enough for. So I think Wabash has taught me to just push myself in every aspect of things, and that really, at the end of all of it, it's the relationships that you form because you did that are the most important.
When James's family at home was going through an unfortunate event, he saw that his Wabash family was willing to sacrifice just to support him. Thank you, and join us next week for Senior Seminar.